What's going on, y'all? It's B Tatum again. So I've made up in my mind that my ancestors didn't die in vain. I've made this up in my mind that is the principle that I'm going to live by. I'm not going to allow my ancestors and people who came before me to die in vain. Listen. Can I say it like I feel it? People get mad today. You can make the decision to get mad about cotton. People get mad at cotton. Don't want cotton to be in the stores, and because it symbolizes is racism and or at a time where blacks were picking cotton is so tumultuous and evil, and you can look at it that way. But I believe successful people decide to take the good out of bad situations. And this is what I have to say. My ancestors picking cotton is them putting a stamp on the development of society, building roads, tilling land. Although it was a bad situation for them, I'm going to decide that I'm not just going to cry about the negative, and I'm going to utilize the positive. My forefathers, or I say my forefathers, my ancestors put their stamp in this country. That's something that I'm proud of. And you know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what they couldn't do. They had to be in the fields. They couldn't vote. They couldn't do that. So instead of me crying and complaining and acting woe is me, I'm going to go vote because they couldn't vote. I'm going to go out and work hard because they didn't have that opportunity. I'm going to honor the country that they fought to build on the backs, bleeding and getting beaten, some of them. I'm going to honor this country. I'm going to do what I have to do to be successful. I'm going to speak truth. Me not doing that is failing them. Me feeling sorry for myself makes all of their hard work, blood, tears, bruises, whips, pointless. We claim we care about Martin Luther King. Well, then you have to start actually doing what he said. If I do not judge people by the content of their character, if I don't progress forward and speak truth to people and do what I can to help society, even if it's making videos, then they died in vain. I don't know what other way to put it. Instead of crying and being woe is me, and black people have been through so much in this country, and we got to work twice as hard to be. I mean, you can feel that way and be a victim in the rest of your life. What I feel like is that if I have to work 2 times harder, I'm just that much better. If somebody tell me no, then that's just going to make me work that much harder. If, you know, and for the most part, that doesn't occur. But in the chance that it does, in the rare cases that it do occur, you got to make a decision. What side of the fence are you going to be on? Are you going to be the victim or the victor? I'm done with complaining. I'm done with feeling sorry for myself. I'm done with feeling sorry for my ancestors. I'm going to glorify them through doing positive things. That's what my obligation is. To glorify them through doing positives. To glorify them to actually making a difference. Instead of complaining about the police, become the police. Instead of complaining about your legislators, become somebody in power to change something. Instead of crying about this country, how about you take advantage of your opportunities? I wish I was making millions of dollars. You know, that's pretty much all I'm saying. And then even beyond that, once you get that in your mind, once you've established that, once you've gotten yourself to the point where you don't want to play victim no more, you want to play, not necessarily play, but you want to be the victor, then start looking out of the box and start incorporating other people to help you. Start allowing other people to be in place to help you become successful. No matter what the color is, no matter what the background is, This is what this country is built on. I think that people don't realize the country. Stop looking at this country as if it's just about slavery. Our history is just racist. In reality, our history has racism and it has anti-racism. When people owned slaves, there were people that did not own slaves. They didn't want slaves. There was the same amount of free states as there were slave states. You can't do one without the other. People that wanted the free slaves, right? Harriet Tubman, she did the Underground Railroad. Who do you think helped her? Other people that did not want slaves to be enslaved. Keep going throughout history. The first African-American athletes to get on the scene and be Olympians. This country wanted them to be Olympians. It wasn't just black people that was like, oh, I want to be Olympian, I'm going to fight. People fought alongside them so that they gave them opportunities. Owners of some of these teams stepped out the box and said, you know what? I'm going to give that player an opportunity when it wasn't popular. We live in a country that wants diversity. It's not just racism. It's not just division. People are having efforts every day to combat that. Just as many people, and I think the races are obviously down. It's not even close to the amount of people who love others versus who are racist. But for every one racist, there's probably 100,000 people that want this country to be better, that want to join arms with each other and make it better. And we just have to start going down that path of saying, I forgive you. I love you. You're my brother, you're my sister. Whatever I did to you to offend you, I'm sorry. And whoever felt offended, realize that you offend people too. And say, I'm sorry. And I forgive you. And then move forward together. We cannot accomplish anything hating each other and being mad at each other about stuff that neither one of us was a part of. Let's take each instance, each situation, and let's address them together. Let's take the hardships of this country. Let's have a real conversation about injustices, real injustices, not perceived injustice, real injustices. And let's sit down at the table and let's go over them together and let's accomplish them as citizens and Americans who all care about a common goal. Let's talk about racism. Let's talk about reverse racism. It is not okay that people come on national TV and criticize the president for giving a speech in Alabama and pretty much saying that these people in Alabama are racist white people just because they're white. In no way, form, or fashion is that okay. Just like it's not okay to call black people the N-word, it ain't okay to call white people racist just because it feels good. Just because it's convenient. So that's pretty much all I got to say. We got to stop playing the victim. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're black, white, Native American. At some point in history, you got to say, you know what? The blood, sweat, and tears for my ancestors. Listen, you worked hard. I'm gonna make sure that your legacy is fulfilled. Those people working in the slave fields probably had a dream one day that, man, we're going to be free. One day we'll be like the white man. One day we'll be able to vote. One day we'll drive cars. This is the day that we can do something about it. This is the day that we can live when they could not live. Why are you still complaining and not doing anything about it? Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse. I appreciate y'all watching.